Before you scroll away, ask yourself, are you truly living, or just reacting? This video is not comfort. It is confrontation. It is a wake-up call shaped by Stoic wisdom. Crafted to challenge everything you believe about happiness, success, and control. If you've ever felt stuck, anxious, overwhelmed by the chaos of modern life, the Stoic lessons in this video will help you find your ground. These are not motivational cliches. They are tools, powerful, uncomfortable, liberating. You'll learn why expectations ruin peace, why discomfort builds strength, and how letting go can give you back your life. This is about building resilience, mastering your emotions, and reclaiming your clarity. So stay with it. You might resist what you hear, but if you want to live with intention and inner power, this might be the video that changes everything. Your time is now. Let's begin. Before you die, you need to wake up. Before you die, there is one thing you must do: wake up. Not from sleep, but from the illusion you are trapped in. The truth is, most of what you believe about life has been carefully constructed to keep you comfortable, passive, and numb. You think you are free, but you are following a script written by others. You think you are in control, but your emotions control you. You think you are making choices, but you are reacting. Society has taught you that happiness is something you find outside yourself. That love will complete you. That success means wealth, status, and recognition. These are lies. Beautiful lies. And they are killing you slowly. Because the more you chase them, the more you lose yourself. Look around. People are more anxious, more restless, more disconnected than ever before. We have more information but less clarity. More options but less direction. We are surrounded by noise but starved for meaning. If you feel like something is missing, it is because you are not living with intention. You are drifting, reacting, hoping, escaping, but not facing. Wake up. Ask yourself, who am I really? What do I truly want? What am I avoiding? The moment you begin to ask these questions, you begin to live consciously. You take back the power from your emotions, from expectations, from fear. You begin to separate what is real from what is noise. That is the first step to clarity. This awakening is not comfortable. It will shake everything you think you know. But discomfort is not your enemy. It is your guide. It shows you where your attention must go. Before you die, make sure you have truly lived. Not as a shadow of society's expectations, but as your truest self. Your life is not a rehearsal. This is it. This moment. This breath. It is time to wake up. The comfort zone, a sweet trap that silently kills you. You have been taught to seek comfort. To build a life that is safe, stable, predictable. And yet, the more comfortable you become, the more you shrink. Your dreams shrink. Your courage fades. Your potential withers. Comfort is seductive. It feels warm and safe. But it is a trap. A sweet one. One that gently steals your strength and silences your inner voice. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you trade progress for peace. And not real peace. Just numbness. You stop challenging yourself. You stop feeling alive. You survive, but you do not thrive. Think about how many times you stayed in a job you hated because it felt secure. Or remained in a relationship that drained you because it was familiar. Or avoided taking a risk because it scared you. That is how the comfort zone works. It offers you safety in exchange for your soul. True growth only happens in discomfort. When you push yourself. When you face fear and keep going. When you stretch beyond what you thought was possible. That is where resilience is built. That is W. Here self-respect is born. Look at anyone you admire. Athletes. Creators. Leaders. They all have one thing in common. They stepped out. Again and again. They faced rejection. They embraced failure. They chose discomfort, not be because they liked pain, but because they valued growth. To master your emotions, to think clearly, to reduce anxiety, you must first step out of the illusion of safety. Growth is not found in stillness. It is found in motion, in trial, in discomfort. So start small. Take one step. Do one thing today that stretches you. Speak when you want to stay silent. Try what you fear. Move toward what you avoid. Your comfort zone is not your home. It is your cage. And the key to freedom is in your hands. But you must choose to use it. The more you expect, the more you suffer. Expectations are invisible contracts you never agreed to. You expect people to treat you a certain way. You expect life to follow your timeline. You expect yourself to always be strong, successful, in control. But when reality fails to meet those expectations, suffering begins. You feel betrayed, not because someone broke a promise, but because you silently expected something they never promised. Most of our emotional pain does not come from what happened. It comes from the story we told ourselves about how it should have happened. Expectations create tension between what is and what we wanted. And in that gap, stress, anxiety, and disappointment grow. You expected that friend to always stay close. You expected your hard work to be rewarded immediately. You expected to be understood without needing to explain. But people are not predictable. Life is not a script. And others cannot read your mind. To find clarity and peace, you must learn to loosen your grip. Let go of the belief that the world owes you anything. It does not. People are allowed to change. Plans are allowed to fail. You are allowed to stumble. Lowering expectations is not the same as giving up. It is choosing to see clearly. It is replacing control with curiosity. When you stop demanding that life should go your way, you start seeing it for what it is. That is where acceptance begins. And with it comes calm, strength, and better decisions. This is not about being passive. It is about being wise. When you expect less, you suffer less. And when you suffer less, you think more clearly. You react less. You act with intention. You become free from the emotional chaos caused by disappointment. To master your emotions, to reduce stress, start by questioning your expectations. Are they fair? Are they clear? Have they been communicated, or are they just silent demands? Peace begins where expectation ends. Friendships have an expiration date, and that's okay. We are taught that true friendship lasts forever. That real friends will always be by your side no matter what. But life rarely works that way. People change. Paths diverge. Priorities shift. And sometimes, people simply grow apart. It does not mean the friendship was fake. It means it was real for a time, and that time has passed. There is pain in this truth. Losing someone who once felt like family can leave a deep emptiness. But the suffering often comes not from the change itself, but from resisting it. From holding on to a version of the past that no longer exists. Friendships are living things. They grow. They fade. Some evolve with you. Others stay behind. That is not a failure. It is a natural part of life. Trying to force every connection to last forever only creates tension, guilt, and disappointment. Instead of clinging, try appreciating. Remember the good. Honor the role that person played in your life. Be grateful for what the friendship gave you. even if it could not stay. Some friends are here for a season. Some for a lesson. A few may stay for a lifetime. And each one has value. Learning to let go gracefully is part of emotional mastery. It helps you reduce anxiety and keeps your mind clear. When you accept the impermanence of relationships, you stop fearing the future. You become less reactive, more intentional. You give yourself permission to grow and allow others the same freedom. Letting go does not mean you stop caring. It means you care without clinging. You love without possessing. You remember without being trapped by memory. Your inner peace is more important than keeping every connection alive. Make space for what is present. Let go of what no longer fits. And trust that new, meaningful connections will come in time. Friendship's ending is not the end of love. It is the evolution of it. No one becomes great without sacrifice. Every meaningful pursuit in life demands something in return. You cannot have deep purpose and endless comfort at the same time. You cannot grow without letting something go. Sacrifice is not punishment. It is a conscious trade. You give up something less valuable now to gain something greater later. We live in a world that glorifies ease. Everything is faster, simpler, more convenient. But true fulfillment does not come from shortcuts. It comes from what you are willing to endure. From what you are willing to give up for something more important. Success asks for your time. Mastery asks for your effort. Peace asks for your discipline. Love asks for your presence. Nothing of real value comes without cost. Think of what you want most. Then ask yourself what you are willing to give for it. That is where your growth begins. You might have to give up comfort. Give up validation. Give up your need to alwa. Be in control. Sacrifice is not a sign of weakness. It is the mark of someone who knows what matters. There is pain in sacrifice. But not all pain is harmful. Some pain strengthens you. It focuses your mind. It sharpens your values. Sacrifice forces clarity. It asks you to define what you truly care about. What you are willing to lose to protect what you love. This applies not just to goals but to emotions. To have clarity and calm, you may have to sacrifice drama, resentment, or the desire to be right. To think clearly, you must let go of mental clutter and emotional chaos. To reduce stress, you must sacrifice perfectionism, overthinking, or the illusion of control. The question is not whether you will sacrifice. You already do. Every choice is a trade. The real question is whether your sacrifices are aligned with your purpose. You cannot keep everything. You should not try. A meaningful life is not about having it all. It is about choosing what matters most and giving yourself fully to it. Love is not something to chase. You have been told that love is something to find. That you must seek it, chase it. Prove yourself worthy of it. But love that you chase rarely lasts. The more desperately you run toward it, the more it slips through your fingers. True love cannot be hunted. It can only be received. And it only arrives when you stop searching and start living. Many people believe that love will fix them. That finding the right person will heal their emptiness. But no one else can complete what you have not begun. If you are not at peace with yourself, no relationship will bring you peace. If you do not love yourself, no amount of affection will feel like enough. The problem is not love. The problem is the illusion that love will save you. When you chase love from a place of lack, you attract confusion, anxiety, and disappointment. You settle for less. You try to become what someone else wants instead of being who you truly are. And in the process, you lose your clarity and power. The answer is not to stop wanting love. The answer is to stop making it your mission. Love is not a goal. It is a byproduct. It flows into the lives of those who are already full. Who live with purpose. Who follow their passions, who know their worth. To reduce anxiety around love. Stop measuring your value by your relationship status. You are not incomplete. You are not behind. You are not broken. Your worth is not defined by someone else's presence in your life. When you focus on your growth, your healing, your clarity, love shows up differently. It becomes healthier. More grounded. Less about need, more about choice. So stop chasing love. Start becoming the kind of person who attracts it naturally. Live with depth. Stand in your truth. Build a life that you love, with or without someone else in it. Love that is meant for you does not need to be chased. It will find you when you are finally yourself. Don't believe it just because everyone believes it. The crowd is loud, confident, and often wrong. Just because an idea is popular does not mean it is true. Just because many people follow a path does not mean it leads somewhere worth going. Truth does not become more real by repetition. It becomes real through clarity, through questioning, through thinking for yourself. Society rewards conformity. It feels safer to agree than to stand out. It feels easier to follow the script than to write your own. But comfort in numbers is not the same as truth. When you stop thinking for yourself, you lose your freedom. You start living someone else's life. Many of the beliefs you hold were never chosen. They were passed down, absorbed, assumed. You never asked if they were true. You never questioned if they served you. To live with clarity, you must break that cycle. You must be brave enough to ask hard questions. Why do I believe this? What if the opposite is true? Who benefits from me believing this? Independent thinking is not rebellion. It is responsibility. It is the foundation of self-respect. When you dare to think differently, you reclaim your mind. You begin to see the difference between noise and wisdom. Between opinion and truth. It will not always be easy. You may face judgment or isolation. But you will also find freedom. And clarity. And the strength to live with intention, not imitation. Do not believe something just because the crowd does. Ask. Think. Choose. That is the path to wisdom. Patience, the quiet strength behind greatness. We live in a world that moves fast and praises speed. We want answers now, success now, healing now. But anything meaningful takes time. Growth takes time. Mastery takes time. Deep relationships take time. Without patience, you abandon the process before it bears fruit. Patience is not weakness. It is strength in stillness. It is the ability to wait without falling apart. It is the discipline to stay focused even when results are not immediate. When you rush, you miss details. You make poor decisions. You act out of fear instead of clarity. The greatest things in life are built slowly. A tree does not grow overnight. A strong mind is not formed in a day. A peaceful heart is not created through shortcuts. When you are patient, you align with the natural pace of progress. You trust the timing of life instead of fighting it. Patience also protects your emotions. It helps you respond instead of react. It reduces anxiety by removing the pressure of urgency. You learn to breathe, to pause, to observe. That calm creates space for better thoughts and wiser choices. To develop patience, you must let go of the fantasy of instant gratification. Understand that quick results often fade quickly too. The things that last are the ones you build slowly, intentionally, and with care. Practice patience with yourself. You are a work in progress. Your path does not have to look like anyone else's. Healing, learning, changing all take time. Give yourself that time. Forgive your setbacks. Celebrate the small steps forward. Patience is not about doing nothing. It is about doing what matters and giving it the time it needs. Quietly. Consistently. With strength. Live slowly, live deeply. Live meaningfully. In a world obsessed with doing more, faster, louder. It takes courage to slow down. But slowness is not laziness. It is presence. It is the choice to live fully in each moment instead of rushing past it. When you slow down, you begin to see clearly. You notice your thoughts. You feel your emotions. You connect with what matters. Most people live in reaction. They move from one distraction to another, always chasing. Never arriving. But life is not a race. There is no finish line that makes it all make sense. Meaning is not found in speed. It is found in depth. To live deeply means to pay attention. To listen when others speak. To breathe consciously. To taste your food. To sit with discomfort instead of avoiding it. It means choosing quality over quantity. In your actions, your thoughts, and your relationships. Busyness does not equal purpose. Being constantly occupied does not mean you are truly living. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is stop. Reflect. Ask why. Let stillness speak. When you live slowly, you reduce anxiety. You stop feeding the pressure to do everything at once. You stop comparing your path to others. You learn to trust your own timing. Clarity comes not from speed, but from space. From the room to think, to feel, to choose wisely. Living meaningfully is not about how much you achieve. It is about how deeply you experience your life. The joy, the pain. The questions, the beauty. All of it. Slow down. Not because you are falling behind, but because you want to live well. The depth of your presence shapes the depth of your life. Master your emotions, don't react, act with awareness. Your emotions are powerful, but they are not always truthful. They are signals, not instructions. Just because you feel something does not mean you must act on it. Just because anger rises does not mean you must shout. Just because fear appears does not mean you must run. To master your emotions is to create space between feeling and action. Most people live as if emotions are in control. They react instantly, driven by impulse. Unaware of the damage caused by their words or actions. But reactivity is not strength. It is surrender. When you react without thinking, you give your power away. You let your emotions decide who you are. Emotional mastery does not mean you suppress or deny what you feel. It means you observe it. You feel it fully. Then you choose how to respond. That choice is where your freedom begins. To build this kind of awareness, practice pausing. When you feel triggered, stop. Breathe. Name the emotion. Ask yourself what it is trying to tell you. Then ask if that message is true. Emotions are valid. But they are not always accurate. Some are echoes of old wounds. Some are illusions shaped by fear. Clarity comes when you stop acting out your emotions and start listening to them. When you become curious instead of reactive. When you lead yourself through intensity rather than being led by it. This takes discipline. It takes daily attention. But the reward is peace. Confidence. Clear thinking. When you master your emotions, you stop being a prisoner of circumstance. You respond from strength, not from panic. From presence, not from past pain. Acting with awareness is not easy. But it is worth it. It is how you protect your peace and earn your self-respect. Ease your anxiety by letting go of what you can't control. Anxiety often begins where control ends. The more you try to manage everything, the more exhausted and overwhelmed you feel. Life is uncertain by nature. Trying to control it all is not strength. It is fear in disguise. The truth is, you do not need to control everything. You only need to control your response. There will always be things outside your power. The actions of others. The outcome of events. The timing of life. These are not yours to hold. When you try to carry what does not belong to you, you add unnecessary weight to your mind and body. This weight turns into stress. It clouds your thinking. It steals your peace. Freedom begins with a simple truth. Not everything is your responsibility. What someone says or does is theirs. How you react is yours. What the world becomes is shared. But how you live in it is up to you. Letting go is not giving up. It is choosing to focus your energy wisely. It means accepting that you cannot change everything. And you do not have to. You can choose clarity over control. You can choose peace over pressure. To practice this, pause when anxiety rises. Ask yourself, can I influence this? Is this mine to solve, or am I trying to manage the uncontrollable? If the answer is no, breathe and release. Bring your attention back to what is within reach, your breath, your choices, your values. This does not mean you stop caring. It means you care without collapsing. You care without trying to control outcomes. That shift changes everything. It opens the door to a calmer mind, a softer heart, and a clearer path forward. Letting go is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is knowing where your power ends and peace begins. These lessons are not meant to make life easier. They are meant to make you stronger, clearer, and freer. Stoicism is not about avoiding pain. It is about facing life with open eyes and steady hands. In a world full of noise, choose stillness. In a world full of fear, choose courage. This is your life. Live it with depth, with intention, and with inner strength.